Hello, family and friends, and as always, my beloved veterans, it's Emilio, Roman, and
Daniela.
hey, we're so blessed. We're so blessed. It's Sunday.
Happy Sunday
Yes, and it's the last Sunday of the what?
of the year.
Of
No, well,
2020.
yeah, that's right.
The
'Cause
last
next
Sunday.
Sunday is 2021.
That's right. So the last Sunday of 2020, we I was gonna say going out with a bang. I mean, we started off our day early while we connected with our spiritual fitness family. We got invited to Donnie with Donnie to go to True North Church in
Mullica Hill.
I love that place. Oh
Oh,
my
it was
God.
great.
I loved it. Well,
It was a
what was
great
the best thing?
experience. I love the whole vibe. Everyone is like, energetic and so, so comfort, like warm and welcoming. It was our first time there, and everyone was just, and then somebody recognized you right away, or from the shirt. They were like, "You Emilio?"
Emilio, I'm like, man, do I owe this guy some money? I don't know. It depends who's asking. You know? And then he goes, hey, I recognize you from the shirt. And I happens to be another veteran, never met him, but a part of Donnie's tribe. And he goes, yeah, I love Donnie. I'm like, yeah, man, I love Donnie too. And so, we started connecting, and come to find out he's a veteran. His name is Craig. And so, so just the people that you meet, right? You never know the influence and the people that you wind up connecting with. So we really are truly blessed. And it's chilly outside. Don't get it. No, don't just say. Don't get it twisted. It's cold, but it's sunny. It's beautiful. And I don't mind working out in the cold, but I don't like walking in the cold when I don't have to. There's a difference, So we're here now. Where are we?
We are visiting Big Bear and Mama.
Big Bear.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Big Bear, we love Big Bear. You guys all know he just celebrated his 80th birthday, and he's still very excited about the gift that was presented to him. And tell him about the gift. What he's grateful for.
Yeah, he was grateful. He's been a lifelong boxing fan, and I grew up, watching all the fights with him and all the old school boxers. And one of them was Ray Boom Boom Mancini from the 80s. And so we got a special little personal message from Ray Mancini to wish my dad a happy birthday. So that was a great surprise for him. He loved it.
Yeah, that was awesome. And so we were able to work something to get Ray Boom Boom Mancini to give a special message for another paisan. And so it was great because we thought, we hired him for really like 60 seconds or less. It ended up being what?
Over 3 minutes.
Over 3 minutes. So
yeah, he made it very personal. It was really nice.
Yeah,
he even spoke a few words of Italian, referred to him as Big Bear.
Yeah, and it was very nice. And now tell us, did you see the fight? Yeah, because if those of you are boxing aficionados, you knew that there was a horrific fight that he was involved in, where you can share that with them. You watched that fight. You were live.
Yeah, we were watching it. It was Ray Mancini and this guy from South Korea, Dooku Kim, and it went the distance. And then the last knockout is, what had Ray Mancini win the fight. And then a few minutes later, when this guy just kind of got up and went to walk out of the ring, he collapsed and died like 2 days later. He stayed in the coma, and then he died 2 days later. So that was, as you can imagine, horrific, and for this guy, Ray Mancini, to carry that, and what made it worse is 3 months later, this guy, Dooku Kim, his mother committed suicide because she couldn't handle the fact that her son died. And the referee that fight committed suicide. So it was just tragic all around. So Ray Mancini is a big advocate for mental health because he went through depression, as you can imagine, and, a lot of issues. So he's a big advocate for that.
Yeah, and as Danielle just shared that story, so why are we sharing this when we're talking about being grateful? What's the connection? Well, the connection is that as a consequence of that, like all of us, we have struggles, we have traumas, we have challenges. And then what happened in terms of the whole nation of Korea and Boom Boom Mancini?
Yeah, so you would think that they would hold resentment and anger towards him, but when he actually visited there, it was some years later. He didn't go there, and they were honoring Dooku Kim, and they welcomed Mancini with open arms. They looked at this guy's death as honor.
Yeah.
He died doing what he loved, and that was like an act of honor in their eyes. So Ray Mancini was welcomed. They loved him over there. So I guess that helped him get past, a lot of what he was holding on to. That they at least, I don't know, I guess forgave.
Yeah, I mean,
or they didn't really see anything to forgive, actually, because they never he created in his mind that these people hated him, but it wasn't true. It never was.
Yeah, look at that. A lot of times we create things in our mind, these mental constructs, these pictures, these BS, these belief systems. They don't serve us, right? They don't serve us, and the mind is really designed for survival. I talk about that all the time. I learned that many, many years ago. The mind is not designed for success, contrary to popular belief. You have to work at it. That's why many of us are working way below our potential. And again, survival, right? Today we got it so great. I mean, seriously. And so we take advantage. Look, my God, the fact that we drove over an hour away. We were at church. We were by the shore. Now we're here. Then we went to a church. Now, I mean, it's just like we take advantage of all of these things. And I want you to comment in a minute. But the point with the Boom Boom Mancini story, and I just had my wife share it, is because it takes a community, right? It takes people to lift us up. Group of people can destroy people, can bring them, kill their spirits. We know that. We saw that with Jesus Christ, right? Prophet's not welcome in his hometown. We've heard that before. But here, it took people from another country to go ahead and help bring this man out of his guilt, of his shame, because he was doing something he loved to do. And both men voluntarily got in the ring. Nobody forced these two men to get in the ring. That was their passion. That was their sport. And here, one of them died as a consequence of doing what they love to do. And the other man was bearing that cross. And I always talk about, we always have a cross to bear. That's why the slogan here, the picture, while you can take it Jesus Christ, that's fine. You can do that. But really, we all have a cross to bear. And so my job, your job, Daniela's job, is to help each other lighten the load of that cross. And that's why I love going to different churches. I love visiting places and just to see the spirit of different people. And I know we got some comments there.
Yeah, we have our boy Austin. Hey, Austin. Our girl Ivy, another co-author. Good morning, Ivy. And Mandy Robinson. Hey, Mandy.
Austin, Ivy, what are you grateful for? Because that's just what we're talking about. And we're sharing these stories. So if you guys can just put in what's the one thing you're grateful for as we're going into 2021. Today is the last Sunday of the year, my friends. And we're grateful for all of you.
And Ivy made a point. That's true. Survivor's guilt. That's what a lot of military people go through. That's what obviously I'm sure Ray Mancini went through. Yeah, yes. Survivor's guilt. That's a difficult thing.
Yeah, yes. No, and listen, so we're grateful for every single one of you. 2020 was a challenge for everyone that I know. Even if you did great with finances, there was a personal challenge, or even if your personal life was good, there was a financial challenge. Life has its ebb and flows. For us, we were experiencing our best year financially, and when we were coming up, and I was so excited, like, oh my God, we were doing the book expo. We had Bruce Serbin, we had Tim Burke, people flying from all over the country, and all of a sudden, life has a way of like saying, hey, don't get too comfortable.
Yeah, and I look at that as it was not meant to be at that time. That's what I look at it. We were not ready for it. That's how I see it.
It's true. No, I'm with you. And looking at it in retrospect, right? I can see that. But when I was going through it, man, I found myself, I found myself drinking. I found myself like getting outside of my center. And I was like, Jesus Christ, what's going on? Literally, Jesus Christ, why me? Why me? And then there's that old adage, pour me a drink. And of course, you guys all know I'm always honest and open about it. I got no business drinking. Look at my personality. Really?
You don't need it.
I don't need it. Just like I don't need to have any coffee. But I had 3 cups today.
That's all right. Better coffee than the other.
So guys, a shout out to Austin. He's been a great support for us. He's always been a great support. We love working with Austin. 2020 Flashpoint. He's got a great program. He's been helping people for many, many years. And this is the year where Austin went ahead and lived out his dream, really, going cross country to the Grand Canyon. He did all those. I want to say, was it 9 or 10 limiting beliefs? They shot these videos. Nine. I want to say
questions. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So Austin, you can jump in there, and it's pretty cool. I'm trying to figure. You know what?
Yeah, I have the comments.
Okay, cool. I actually, Austin, if you want to jump in for a minute, you can. I gave you an invite. So we're just really talking about the people and things that we're grateful for, whatever it is.
Read what they're grateful for, if you like.
Yeah, please go for it.
Yeah. So let's see. Yeah, well, Austin was saying, go tracking back to what about Survivors Guild. He said his dad went through that. He never knew that. Yeah, because remember Austin shared his father had one of his soldiers die in his arms. Yeah, so you can imagine what he carried with him. Mandy, I'm grateful that I woke up today to try again and continue to be a source of encouragement to others. All
wow,
right,
thank you, Mandy. Thank you for sharing.
Ivy, grateful for my challenges. They help me to look within and grow. She's grateful that she's done with alcohol. Amen, Ivy.
Amen. God, we're
grateful for the collaboration with only Daniela, not Emilio. No, she didn't say that. Both.
Amen. Amen.
Mandy, you know what, Emilio? I have always admitted to myself and others that I have never once in my life asked why me. Oh wow. That's really impressive.
Wow. Amen. Amen. And go ahead and read some more as we got
yeah, that's what I have.
We got more. Okay. Well, it looks like we have a superstar joining us. Let's see. Drum roll, please. Let's welcome our superstar guest. We don't know who he or she is. Boom!
You're the superstar.
You're the star.
I love the red and the contrast there with the colors you have there.
Thank you, brother.
They're looking great. You're looking great. You're vibing high. I can feel it.
We're at Big Bears, Austin.
You're at Big Bears? You're going to give you a big bear hug?
Yeah. Yep.
So good. So good what you're doing with the gratitude. I love it because if somebody doesn't practice gratitude, they can jump on here and they're going to get something from it and going to feel something from it. One thing I was typing in, and you've heard me say this before, but no matter what's happened, I'm grateful for all the things that didn't go wrong that I have no idea about.
Wow.
Yeah.
All the things that, like when I was traveling the US, all the things that could have gone wrong and didn't.
Wow.
So, there's a lot of things that we don't know about that we're constantly protected from. We have no idea about.
Austin.
Yeah.
Austin, wow. You know what? I want to thank you because I found myself, I learned something. Well, I learned a lot of things from you, but even last night, I'll say this because this is how I am. I'm literally, I'm in the bathroom and Daniela, we're coming in. I'm like, hey, babe. And I'm like, hey, babe. I say, hey, babe, what went right today? Because I thought about you taught us this. And so, when you were in the bathroom, we're all somehow end up in deep thoughts or ideas.
Yeah.
And we were coming down to the end of the night. And it's just something that I made it a practice now because we learned this at Flashpoint, where the mind, before you go to bed, if you can talk about that, always goes into like, what went wrong?
Yes. And I'm going to share something that I just recently learned. One of the things I'm great at my morning ritual. I'm very good at I'm moving, I'm writing in my journal, I'm reflecting. I own that time in the morning. And it varies because our mornings change. So I might do a mini version, I might do an extended version. But one of the things that I wanted to work on, and I'm still working on it, is the end of the day. And Jim Rohn calls it running the tapes again. Like if you look at like today's NFL, right? The Sunday, what do the coaches always say? Well, we got to go look at the film. Don't they say that? Well, we got to go back and here's what I saw, but I got to go back and look at the film again. Right. Have you heard this?
Yes. You always hear it.
So the message is do that in yourself. And so the end of the day, and here's what I'll reflect on is that when you go back and you look at the day again, and you had a great thing happen, when you go back and reflect on it, you get to experience it again because the feeling is going to come up again inside of you.
Wow, that's true.
So now you get to feel the feeling of it twice, and it anchors in that feeling. And that's the message. We always talk about this. We talked about it in Flashpoint is emotional elevation. We must be consciously looking to feeling where we are, not stuffing where we are under the rug, but then elevating our emotions. So running the tapes again at the end of the day is huge. And what went right today, and whether you're in the bathroom. And what I learned from Julie Gandy, I was just on her podcast, by the way, you're going to love this. She gave me another thing to add to it. Look in the mirror and have a conversation with yourself. I mean, this sounds like hokey, but
I do that
yeah,
all the time.
yeah. And say, what went right today?
Right.
Hey, Emilio, what went right today? Well, you know what? You had a conversation with such and such, and it seemed it was going this way, but then it ended up going in a great way, and now there's something. Yeah, and the other thing is like the moments, like collect. One of the things that I'm like, collect the moments. What were the moments? Don't think, think about it in terms of moments. Was there a moment that stood out? Yeah. I looked my wife in the eye, and this is what happened to me. I said, you know what? My stepfather, I was busy for Christmas. I'm grateful for having Christmas with my family. But there was a moment I just looked my stepfather in the eye. I paused from the busyness of my mind. I just looked him square in the eye. And I just said, I'm here. And like, it sounds very simple, but it's so powerful. And that's what I want to say. Just grab the moments at the end of the day. And what were the moments that moved you, even if in a little way? And they're just powerful. They're just so powerful.
Yeah. No. Thank you for sharing that, man. No, this is great. And I'm so blessed that you took our invitation to come on, because we almost missed this opportunity. I booked this last night. We didn't know we were going to be at her mom and dad's house, and so they made us some food. And because the Big Bear always says, "Oh, do you come to visit me or to eat?" I said, "Can I be honest?" Because he knows I love the way his wife cooks. She makes me a sandwich.
Yeah. And what a beautiful moment there. I mean, he had just celebrated his 80th birthday. Oh gosh, it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Celebrate life, and you get to.
Yeah.
And you were there, so
got to share that,
you got to share that moment with him. Yeah, that was amazing. And we were just talking about the boom boom. How he teared up, and he was like,
powerful.
We knew we were hoping it would make his day, and it turned out to make. It made his year.
Oh my goodness. It was so moving. It really was. And then to have the backstory that you just shared, it just adds so much to it. And there's a message here for everyone that, forgiveness, my goodness, Mary, it's part of what you stand for. And it's an ongoing thing too, right? It's because emotions come and go, and we may have forgiven, but then there's an emotion that comes up. And we want to go grab a person. We want to do something, and it's like get back to that forgiveness. Because I think when you forgive too, I think something energetically happens with the other person, whether they're in your presence or not. I mean, obviously, if they've passed on, that's maybe a little different. I don't want to get too deep, but it's just so powerful and liberating. And so maybe that's something that someone needs to do right now. They're being grateful, but there's still something that there's somebody they haven't forgiven.
Yes.
And I just want to welcome you, even if it feels ugly, if it feels, I don't know, just doesn't feel right. Like I can't, I just can't just take a step in the direction of forgiveness. Reach out to Emilio and Danielle. If you don't know what to do, just reach out to Emilio and Danielle. Say, listen, I am so pissed and I'm hurt and I'm angry and upset, but I know I want to do this. What should I do? Just reach out, because that reaching out in and of itself can be a very powerful thing, even if you don't have it, like you don't know how to forgive.
Yeah. And you know what, to add to that, thank you so eloquently. You said that because I know you speak from the heart. That's one of the reasons that we're drawn to you and your message. Again, one of the things that we've learned to do is, while that idea, that thought, the resentment is there towards this individual, whether you caused the harm and then they just reacted to what you did or said, or conversely, find out or ask yourself one question to change the whole energy. As Austin said, why did I like this person in the first place? What is one thing about this person that they added value to me? So while you may not be in a good relationship right now or in good standing, what was it about them? Did they help me ever in any way? And I promise you that will get the vibration moving and you feeling better about your current situation. Just could you add to that? Just awesome.
Oh, absolutely. And it sounds easy because when you're in the emotion of it, or if the emotion of it has been running subconsciously, and I say that it's impacting your life whether you know it or not, unfortunately. Any step you can take and start to get your mind, because questions are powerful. We know that the brain's a computer. You throw in a question, you're going to get an answer. So even if you ask that question, maybe you want to write it down. What was valuable? What did I pick up? What was valuable about this person or this experience? And if you don't have the answer right away, just start the process. Like Emilio said, start the process, write the question down, and be willing to walk away from the question, breathe, and then maybe something will, well, I know something's going to show up. I know it will. It always does. If you just, once you allow, it'll show up, because if you think about it, unforgiveness is a state of resistance that turns into resentment and other, it's emotions it's a cocktail of emotions that are not in your best interest and can really be harmful. We know there's science behind it now. And so it's powerful what you're saying here, Emilio.
Go ahead, love, and then I want you to look at comments, but go ahead, whatever you want to say, love.
No, to add to that, the difficult part for me, and I think a lot of people, is I couldn't let go or forgive a particular person because we feel like we're letting them off, just letting them get away with it. And I never got an apology, so I looked at it as like, no, I'm not letting that go. But then once you realize, like we say, forgiveness is not for them, it's for us. And it's not like letting them off, it's setting you free. So that's what I had to understand and come to that point. And it's not just letting them off because I didn't get an apology. I need to let go of that. I had to do it for me to set me free.
Yeah, so true.
Yeah.
So true. Right. You feel like you might feel like, well, I'm not going to allow them to be vindicated for what they did to me. So I'm going to hold on to this emotion just so they know they're not free. They're not vindicated because that's because of the wrong that they did. And that's the reverse effect. And the other thing is, and listen, it's like, and you've heard me say this, Emilio, it's like, how often do we need to go back to the information that we think we know?
Right.
Over and over again. And that's why it says in the Bible, turn the other cheek, because the power of turning the other cheek, it changes it changes the whole dynamic.
That shit, brother.
It's anyway, Gandhi, just it's just amazing, the power in it. So absolutely. Wow. Really appreciate this conversation. I hope people are getting served by this, Emilio.
Thank you, Austin. You really have poured into us. And then let's read comments here.
Yeah, Mandy says the more positive thing. We got Carrie, Irene.
My goodness, I couldn't hear you. I apologize. It went out for a second.
Mandy, the more positive things you can fall asleep repeating, repetition eventually imprints it subconscious.
Yes, so true.
So
true, Mandy.
Reflection in the evening. Yeah. So
oh boy.
Okay. And start the process. Ivy says, what you resist will always persist until you address it and ultimately work on it to overcome that resistance.
Could you hear us, Austin?
I heard some of it. I heard something about the reflection. I heard what you resist persists. I heard Mandy saying that the positive statements, the more you say them, they start to anchor in the mind and the heart. And
blessings, brother.
So what are you grateful for right now, Austin?
What am I grateful for right now? Actually, I wrote 3 things down. I wrote down, this is from today. I do this every day. My trip, I was just looking at, I got this thing of the national parks here. I don't know if I can flip my camera, but I got the national park. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh yeah, look at that.
So I realized that I've hit 3 of them in my trip cross country. So I'm grateful. As I looked up, I didn't even realize, okay, wow, I've already hit 3 of the national parks. So I was grateful for that. I'm grateful for spending Christmas with my family. That was a beautiful thing there, beautiful opening there. That was we went through a little tough time as a family, and that opened up. And you know what? I'm grateful for the cold. I'm grateful for the cold right now, because the cold is something that I would resist a little bit, but I'm actually I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for it. If you think about a tree hibernating, right? It's almost like even though the tree is alive, it looks dead, right? It's inward. And winter cold is a way to go inward. I'm sleeping like a baby. I'm reflecting a little bit more. I'm allowing this unfolding in me as I grow and change to close out this year. Because, you know, you and I are on here all the time, but you know, there's a personal journey that I go through because I'm looking to sharpen my soul. But there's emotions and things that come up that you need to allow, you need to come to grips with, you need to embrace, so that you can allow life to unfold for you and make room for what's next, and really prepare your heart and mind. And if you're not embracing what has happened, if you're not fully embracing it, it's like you're not making room for what you deserve and all the abundance that could come your way. So the last thing you want to do is go into the new year in a state of resistance. You want to harness gratitude. You want to forgive. You want to embrace how you feel, whatever you feel. You might feel nothingness. You might feel anger, rage, whatever, resignation. You might start to feel an opening. You might start to be moving towards joy, gratitude, and up the emotional scale. But wherever you are, make room, allow.
Wow. Austin, man. Yeah. I feel like I just went to church, but I feel like you're taking me to church. Do we have one more comment? Let's put one more comment.
Well, Ivy says, on my bucket list to visit all the national parks. Mandy, so happy for you, Austin. Grateful you had a great Christmas.
All right.
Yeah.
It looks like Raymond the Grill, my sister's.
Nephew? No, I think it's your nephew.
Okay, wonderful. Hey, family.
It's your nephew, yeah.
I love you guys.
Raymond, yeah. Yeah, so that's
awesome.
Butchie is watching.
Hey, Butchie, what's up, buddy? Yes, my old childhood friend. You know, you met him at the airport. We were going to the airport. He does corrections. And can you imagine? I think we were going to Puerto Rico.
Yep.
We were going to Puerto Rico, and somebody calls my name, and I'm like, yo. And I haven't seen him in years. And then, so he met Daniela. He goes, yeah, I see you.
Wow. It's funny. I just had a childhood friend I ran into the other day, too. It's very funny.
Yeah. Butch and I have an interesting story. When we were younger, talk about being a salesman, right? I traded Butchie. What was it? He had one of these games, and we traded for a bike. I got him to give me his game, and I gave him a bike, or maybe it was vice versa.
Wow.
Yeah, we were chatting. I was like, I like that. And he goes, I like that. I said, great. Well, let's make a deal.
Beautiful.
Always the entrepreneur. Well, brother, however you want to end, you want to leave some other golden nuggets, man, because I know people are taking notes when you speak.
There's so much. I recommend people to move forward. You know, that's our mantra: get free, stay present, and move forward. What does moving forward look like for you? And like Emilio said earlier on this call, community. And there's so many options today. Like what we're building, what you're building, what I'm building are opportunities for you to connect with the community. I mean, it's great to listen on here. It's wonderful. It's such a blessing to be able to click on here and get this type of information and get around people. But there's an evolution to that. And I'll share, I'll just share quickly, Emilio. My journey didn't exponentially grow until I added the people to all the information I was learning. So I was studying, I was constantly working, and I was, over the past, and it wasn't, believe me, it wasn't it was all over, but I was craving information. I was craving it from a place, something's wrong with me, but I still got the message because I was still getting all the information. But it wasn't until I took a bold step. I took a couple bold steps. I went to a Tony Robbins event, was one of the big catalysts for me. And I dropped $11,000 down because I said, you know what? This is my life. It's my time. And it was for me. And I invested that money. And it wasn't until then, and from that point, and believe me, it wasn't even pretty then, by the way. It was an upward trajectory. It wasn't until I got around people. And by the way, I'm not suggesting you spend $11,000, but what I am suggesting is you start to get around the people. We just launched the community, the Freedom Challenge, where it's free. I'm gifting it to people to get in and get these videos that I did across the country. You have so many things that you're doing with the Atlantic City experience. People are going to have that opportunity to enroll with that. There's just so many opportunities. Make sure you're taking a step and getting around people that are going to help you move the needle, that have your best interest at heart, that are going to help you move the needle in your life so you can live as your best self. That's possible. It's not just a pipe dream. It's possible, and it's now more than ever.
That's a blessing, man. Sure, man. Thank you. And I know Danielle and I, we got so much from your event, and I know we're looking to do in March. I'm really looking forward to doing this, and we've got so many things going on in March that we want to make sure that we, work our schedule around being at, I want to say, is it the fourth, fifth, and sixth?
Fifth, sixth, and seventh.
Fifth, sixth, and seventh. Oh
Yeah.
man, is that going to be here? You're going to have
And
it in Cherry Hill?
Cherry Hill. It's going to be in the studio again. We're going to do it right live in the studio. We love that space.
Wonderful.
It worked out to be a great space. We're going to do a VIP type of thing for people that come in the studio. We're going to stream it. We're going to create all kind of options for people to connect, to be a part of it, because we want to bring an experience to you to help you move forward. Yeah.
Exciting, brother. Exciting. Listen, I'm so grateful. Yeah, guys and girls, connect with Austin, connect with our community. And this is one of the reasons I love Austin. While clearly he's got a community and a tribe that he's building, Austin always says, whether, even if you don't join or are part of our community, get involved in a community.
Yep.
And that's what I'm going to echo the same message. We love to have you. We love to embrace where you're at in this journey that we call life. But if you're not comfortable or just the timing ain't right, get involved in somewhere. Get in where you fit in, whether it be a church, a community, but do something. Don't into 2021 with the same group of people, the same environment that weren't supportive.
Or solo.
Yeah,
Get out of your comfort zone. You got to. Listen, get out of your comfort zone, really. It's safe. Believe me, you're going to be okay. Just take a step.
Amen, brother. Amen. Austin, man, we love you. We look forward to connecting with you. Baby, what last words before we sign out?
Yeah, we'll kind of piggyback off of what Austin said. You know what? If I look back, and what I'm grateful for is having an open mind 3.5 years ago to just throw caution to the wind and follow my heart and just do what I know would make me happy. I connected with Emilio. I took a chance, and you know what? It's like the best decision I ever made, because not just because of what I have with him. I would never met an amazing guy like Austin, who has literally transformed my life. I would have even never met, all these co-authors, these amazing friends and connections we made. And I have to throw in there Hector. I would have never had an open mind to go to his mastermind and have the amazing breakthrough I had. My 30-year fear of water, I jumped off. I call it a cliff. I don't know what it is, but I would have never done that had I not made that first step and get out of my comfort zone and, just, take the opportunity that was in front of me. So I'm so grateful for all that.
Amen. Let me find out you sweet on me.
A little bit.
I just say it's a point that fulfillment doesn't always feel good. Mm-hmm. Fulfillment is that deep, it's that deep, it just has so much meaning, but it doesn't always feel like little happy high notes, but it has so much meaning. And when you fight for something, when you hang in there, when you're shaken, and you just stick with it a little longer, you get to this incredible place called fulfillment. And I want that for everyone.
Yeah. All right, brother. Thank you so much, man. Yeah, we couldn't even plan this, because God bless you, man. Love you.
God bless you.
Take care.
Blessings, everyone. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Hello, everyone. I'm Emilio Roman. I'm America's #1 spiritual fitness coach.
My name is Anilda Davila, and it's an honor for me to know Emilio Roman. I met Emilio through Austin Jane to be part of his co-author network project, Spiritual Fitness Survivor. And to me, it was like a divine connection.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ivy Perez, and I am a certified transformational life coach. Now, I believe in the power of vulnerability. And over the course of the past year, I've been sharing my journey, my story on social media. And Emilio Roman actually reached out to me because of doing that and asked me to share my story. And becoming a part of the co-author network and becoming part of this book, the Spiritual Fitness Survivor book, not only has given me a platform to share my story, it has given me the ability to voice my journey, voice my story so that I can empower others to do the same.
Emilio has done a lot for me. This is actually the second book that I'm in, and it has been an amazing experience, all because of him. So the first one was a great experience, but when he approached me about doing a book with him, that was a no-brainer. Not only is he great at the publishing and doing the book, the support and tips that he gives you along the way are amazing. Even if you're not looking to do a book deal, if you're looking to grow your business, if you're looking to grow yourself and just be a better person, Emilio is definitely the guy that you want to follow.
Hi everybody, my name's Karen Drosnes, and I am a co-author in this magnificent book, Spiritual Fitness Survivor. I met Emilio Roman through a really good friend of mine, and immediately our energies connected. He is extraordinary at what he does, and trust me, you will never feel alone when you work with Emilio. I happen to agree with a good friend of mine, Bridget, who says, even if you would choose not to write in the book, Emilio is someone you must know. I had been planning for a long time to share my story with everyone and the world of overcoming traumas. And then the next thing I know, I just opened my hands up, and guess who jumped in them? Emilio Roman. Thank you so much, and please connect with Emilio. He is beyond amazing.